Hey guys, welcome to our relationship series. We have a new phase, which is actually a lady who befits a relationship talk, right? Mr. Wilson.
Yeah. Her face is so shiny and she's very, very pretty.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
she's looking so beautiful.
So, Mr. Jerry, there is one particular thing I always in every relationship, I like handling that particular topic and particular issues in relationship.
Okay?
Mr. Jerry, there's a question I want to ask you. How can we handle a toxic relationship?
You run. You run now. You run from a toxic relationship.
Ron,
Yes.
do you think that running will solve all the problem?
Okay, let us ask Miss Unique here. Would you prefer in a relationship whereby you are being hit by a man like almost every minute? You turn back to sex as your abode of comfort. Would you love that?
Actually, I can take anything from a man, but not for a man to hit me.
Okay.
No, you can't raise your hand and hit a woman. That's very wrong. So if you're a woman and you're still in that relationship, that means you just want to die. When you get to a relationship that, okay, if he should slap you once, definitely, someday he will blow you. So what you do is, okay, let me just say, so you don't just rush out. Maybe that day he will be in maybe he's angry over something and he slap you. Just give him a second time. If you should ever repeat that again, then that means that relationship is to come to an end. Don't try talking to him or try to just end it, because for him to slap you once because he's angry over something and do it the next time, definitely one day something might happen and he just go home and strangle you to death.
And that's a preparation for a boxing ring at
so
home.
that means you should just end it. Like, I can't stay in that kind of relationship no matter what you give me.
Those are one trait of being toxic. There are many traits whereby people become way too manipulative. Way too manipulative. That's why when you see such signs, you run away.
Sure.
You just run away from such relationships.
Yeah.
That is a nice one. That is a nice one. I really love those answers you gave to us and to Mr. Jerry. So, Mr. Jerry, there's another question here for you. What style of relationship are you looking for?
What
The style, the
of
style,
relationship?
the style would say you want give a relationship, but say how you go carry the bubble.
Okay.
I see him.
The style of relationship I would look for on my own basics and my religion should be go with like a godly kind of relationship. In as much as it's passionate, romantic, and have a whole lot of where we learn from each other. I think those are what I would like to be my style of relationship.
Wow, that is nice. I really love that too.
Yeah, a God-fearing relationship where God is.
There's a saying in everything we do, God first.
Yes.
So, Miss Unique, what question and what do you have to tell Mr. Jeremiah?
Okay, what I have here is, I have a question for you, sir.
Okay.
How do you know when a relationship has gone too far? Most times people will say, I've gone too far to quit. Even when something is going wrong. You be like, we have gone too far. So what do you think? Like, how do you think that this relationship has gone far? That
Okay. Before I answer that question, let me correct the norms that they do. Most ladies do have that this relationship have gone too far to quit. Most times when you see you're actually who you are dating, the parent, and you start to build a relationship with the family, friends, you shouldn't feel that relationship have gone too far. If you have reached a certain level whereby you have to end your relationship, given that things are not right, you should end the relationship and run away.
okay?
There's nothing too far. Most times, most people consider relationships too far whereby they have invested a whole lot of money. That's why I advise ladies that when you're actually in a relationship with a man who you know is not financially stable and you want to build with that man, you have to make things for the both of you. But before you invest in a man, and also a man to invest in a woman, you have to check the core values of investing in a woman. You have to check the advantages and the disadvantages of investing in a woman. The same thing applies to the man. You have to be very careful. There's nothing too far to break up in a relationship. There's nothing too far. I know most times they consider maybe a whole lot of sex and investment, money and all that. There's nothing too far. If something is not right, if you can't seek God counsel or a counselor to put it right, you have to run away.
Okay, I think that's a very good answer. Most ladies, when a guy takes you to his family house, you'll be like, wow, we have gone far. And if anything should happen, you'll be like, after taking me to the parents, or when you must have posted everywhere on social media. That's why it's not that good to
That's the wrong
push
move.
your relationship to social media.
You have to be private.
Yeah, because in that aspect, most ladies, that's what they fear most. Or I've told most of my friends, I'll post him everywhere. Now you wouldn't want to leave the relationship when it's
Because
getting
of
bad.
people's opinion.
So please, to me, I think I concur to what he's saying. There is no stage you get to a relationship like this. I've gone too far to quit.
Okay.
Once something is wrong, please, you don't have any other option than to
Run away.
quit. That's for me. That's the way I see it. So, okay, he mentions about investing money in a man or a woman. That is one thing I do. Any money I know I can't dash you, I will not lend you the money. So any money that I know that if you invest in somebody, you cannot forget about it tomorrow. Please don't invest that kind of money on that person. So for you to invest on someone, be like, okay, even if anything happens tomorrow, I can endure this kind of money. Don't invest what you know you cannot endure if anything should happen.
Okay, in some cases whereby the men go back to collect all the things they have invested on, mostly material things. How do you see that?
To me, I don't think that man is matured. You don't date kids. It's when you are dating a boy that's when people have an issue, you come and take those stuff. So you don't do that. It's very bad.
Okay, but why most times most men do that is that they have been the ones spending a lot, buying a whole lot of things for the woman, going to collect them. How will you see that a kid? That should be a wrong investment for me. That should be a wrong investment. Get him to go and get your investment back and put it in the right place.
From the first place, I should be blaming the man
Okay,
for dating a girl that you know it's only you that will be offering her something and she has nothing to offer.
okay.
So it's your fault in the first place. You can't even walk up to me and tell me you want to collect things you got for me when we were dating.
Okay, what do you think about the Agbomans in their 33 years old who does not have the three trinities of giving a man a visa, providing money for the man, or other social amenities for the communities of that man, because man is the price. Agboma, I know you might not understand the meaning of Agboma. Agboma is a woman who has crossed the age of 33, who is now looking for a man to marry, because that's what most women do when they are in that age.
Okay, now here we are talking of a woman that is up to 33 and is not married.
Yes.
Wow.
And does not have the three trinities to offer a man.
And you have nothing to offer a man, whether you are up to 33 or not. If you don't have anything to offer to a man, then you don't need to marry.
Okay, that's also a good...
Your age does not matter in this. Even if you are 10 and you say you want to marriage is not by age.
I cannot agree with you. You're actually diverting to maybe an Islamic kind of thing.
No,
in marriage.
Not Islamic.
You said at the age of 10, people do.
No,
people
I said
get married.
even if, I'm just giving an instance, that even if you are 10, don't say because you are 10 you won't have anything to offer.
An instance of a 10, a girl at the age of 10 does not have anything to offer, my dear.
Sorry, so I'm just giving like you made a mention of age.
Then an instance to match the description of what you are saying.
Okay, let's forget about the 10 now. Let's start from 20.
Okay, I
Very
can
good. Even
kindly
if you are
agree with
20 and you want to marry, before you decide to marry, at least you know that I have something to offer in this marriage. You can't just, marriage is not about giving birth to children, having sex and all that. So you should have other things to offer before you marry. So no matter your age, even if you are up to 33 or below that, once you don't have anything to offer, is a no.
Okay. That is a question that I would really like to ask both of you.
Okay.
And this question is about something. It's a question that everybody will like to answer. You know, what are the things we should avoid? Should be avoided in the mistake? What are the mistakes we should avoid in relationship? The mistake you think we should avoid in relationship, Mr. Jeremiah?
One of them is to be solely invested in a woman whom you are not sure and certain of tomorrow. And when you're in a relationship, you should use your brain, not your heart. Because most times when people love way too much above the limit they are supposed to love, they start to do things that love make people do.
You know, that's the reason why I asked this question, because I saw how both of you were arguing about this. That's the reason why I said. And there is one last question I would really like to ask. I don't know, this question will go to Mr. Jeremiah, but I know it will relate to Miss Unique. And this question is that Miss Unique and Miss Jeremiah, what does intimacy mean to us in relationship? Let me say, this is my last question.
What does intimacy means to people in relationship? Okay, I will have to not look it at a godly point of view now, because it might say you are not supposed to have such things, but in a way we just know what actually do happens. Intimacy means a lot. I have to be honest with you. But in the godly terms, you are not supposed to have sex before marriage. Because one thing I've noticed about intimacy is that when you have a whole lot of intimacy before marriage, you tend to lose value in your partner. I have to be honest with you with that.
Why do you think so?
Because the more you have it, the most value it goes away. Just like when you're actually playing a game. When you play the game for too long, at a time you get tired about it. But when you give it a space for a while, there's a feeling attached to it that you miss it and you want to come back to it.
Okay, Miss Unique, what do you have to say about this?
What I have to say about this is that's why most times, if some people get married after 10 years, they think they are tired of each other because they have done a lot before getting married.
Most time, most people fuck all the fuck they are supposed to fuck.
If you have done a lot before you get married, definitely when you get married, you lose interest in a short while. But when you give yourself that space, like when you marry, it will just be like one new thing. Okay, let's say you dated for 5 years before getting married. You have done it for 5 years.
But it's also good to test it though, because if you don't test it before,
I'm not saying you shouldn't test it. I'm not saying you shouldn't test it.
You know what you are getting, because most times they used to say it is not sweet, it's not.
No, testing this now is different from doing it as a hard man. Anytime she comes around, you knock.
You tell like 1 or 2 to know how far.
No, not anytime she comes around, you knock. You must not knock anytime she's around.
No, that one.
If you do it that much, if you do it that much, then when you marry, you feel like you have enjoyed almost everything. At the point, you like men, they will start getting tired of that woman.
It's true.
But when you do it once in a while, like once in a while,
I don't think so.
Okay, what do you have to say?
If you love somebody, there's no need of getting tired of somebody.
Let me tell you.
what's
That's why sometimes we
No.
You
That
get
is
tired
not
of people.
No,
I have to be honest with you.
That is not love.
We are humans.
That is not.
Love is not enough.
No.
That's why the love is not enough.
Love conquers all. If you love somebody, there's no need of you getting tired of that person.
That is
no matter how you guys have been having sex for years.
It depends on the aspect you are getting tired.
No.
Why do you think most times people become bored in a relationship or bored even in
What
marriage?
did you say? That is called relationship. That's what God has already said. Marriage for better for worse. No matter anything that happens.
Okay, that same God said marriage is honorable, bed undefined. So that means you don't even have to define that bed, because defining that bed will definitely make you to get tired tomorrow. So you don't even have to start doing it. If you start.
But my advice from a godly point of view is that don't have sex before marriage. But from the wrong point of view that people will want to hear, you have to test that agboma stuff. You need to test it 1, 2, or 3 times before marriage.
So, Mr. Jeremiah, let me ask you this last question. I believe this is the last question I want to ask.
Okay.
Mr. Jeremiah, you want to tell me that if you have a girlfriend now,
Okay.
you're not going to have sex with your girlfriend, and you have already seen that girl as your future wife, you want to tell me that you will not have sex with her until you get married to her?
Okay, from a godly point of view, I will try at
No,
much as possible
I know.
not to have sex with
You have
her.
been mentioning godly point of view. Let us.
Okay,
this
human,
is
because
this is
sometimes
a question, and this is my last
some
question
things
to
can
you.
happen. I have to be honest with you. I will test it, just even 2, 3 times, so that I will know how sweet it is, because how it can keep me. Let me tell you, in as much as we say sex does not keep a man in marriage, let me tell you, if that place is not sweet, that man will not be there. Sweetness of that place is applicable in keeping a man one place. I have to be honest.
That's how you see it, though. So, Mr. Jerry,
Not how I see it. There are a lot of you, even you know what I'm talking about.
It's really nice meeting you for the first time. It's unique. It's
Yeah,
really
Ms.
nice.
Ine, we are very happy to have you in the studio with us today in this relationship series. I have to thank you very much, because you have given us a whole lot of insight from a woman's point of view. Let it not look like we are so biased to our listeners out there and our viewers too. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. I told you have a name related to a pastor. I think those are the godly series we should talk about. Thank you guys. Share, engage with us in the comment box, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.